Welcome to Bears in Exile. It is April 18th, and we're going to do a quick run through of the DOW and see how it's doing after the NDE, or News Driven Event, that we had today regarding the S&P downgrade of the United States debt. We're going to look at the trend and see what it is telling us after today's little problem. On the weekly of the Dow, we still have extreme separation of the long-term moving average, which tells us that the long-term has not even batted an eye at any of these problems, even those NDEs over here, Africa and Japan. So even the short-term doesn't look too shabby. So nothing to worry about on the weekly. Now on the daily, our little NDE did have a pretty substantial penetration all the way to the lower long-term moving average before bouncing back up. The short-term has flipped over. Doesn't look like a very strong flip. So at first glance I would say that this will come down and touch the top couple of moving averages at the most. But if we have a green day tomorrow, all it's going to do is turn back over and look either like a flat line or have a positive bias to it. So the daily of the Dow doesn't look bad to me at all. And testing this and bouncing off is a really good thing. Definitely would give strength to a continued uptrend. So not worried about that at all. Moving on to the 60-minute now. Here we had our most recent NDE after this thing had flatlined and sat on top of the long-term moving average. The weight of it was probably damaging it, but that NDE's trump all charts, trump all indicators. Doesn't matter what you're looking at, that's the ace. So we had that, broke through, had a bubble corrected, and we had the long-term trend flip over on the 60, only to find that this came back up to test it while it was still weak, got through it, and another NDE, screwing it all up again. And here we have a bubble, and this bubble needs to heal itself. But we do have a, just today started longer term downtrend lines. Now this has only been around for a day. It's very weak. In the process of this healing itself, I wouldn't be surprised at all to have it come up and test it. So, and that's a good 50 points or so up from right now. Onto the 30-minute, exact same thing. We saw that the market was recovering. It had beat the long term, and it had started to flip. And this looked really, really good. And that NDE came in, jacked it all up. Have this bubble. The bubble is correcting, coming up for the test. 15-minute, the exact same thing, except for we're already testing and halfway through the long-term trend line. And the 5-minute, which is really, really fast and isn't that much help on a long-term basis. But we do see that there's a bullish bias in effect. We've already beaten the long-term, which is now flatlined, and it has already completed its latest test of that and is bouncing off of it. Very, very good sign. So in the immediate short term, we should see this continue on its way, and the longer term trend assert itself as being bullish. So this is a positive bias, which will affect the 15-minute with a positive bias, getting us maybe up to the top trend line. Beyond that, we don't have much to go on, with one time frame being able to affect another. but that should be enough to get it all, at least to the top here, which would be a really good start. It would damage this longer term 30-minute, bring us maybe up to the bottom, and the 60-minute, it still has a lot to correct from this bubble. And the daily still looks great. If those other ones are going to turn up some, then the long-term trend shouldn't take too much damage at all. And of course the weekly, not even batting an eye. This could flatten out and start going back up. I hope you liked this quick overview of the Dow for the 18th. Please join us at bearsinexile.com. As always, this is not professional advice. Your investing decisions are your own. This video is intended for recreational, educational, and time-consuming purposes only. Thank you very much.